someone who understands very clearly from his days as mayor and in the state legislature as the Speaker of the New Jersey Assembly, and now as a member of the House of Representatives that represents part of Elizabeth in his congressional district, why it is so important to have the census, Congressman Alvio Sears.
Thank you, Senator. Mayor, thank you for inviting me, and let me apologize for being a little bit late. Traffic is pretty nasty out there. I have done a number of these press conferences to continue to emphasize the importance of filling out the census. I think the senator pointed and enumerated the number of things that are so important on this census, although it is based on 10 questions. This is going to determine how much money New Jersey gets the next 10 years. This is going to determine how much money the school district gets, federal money, programs for the cities like Elizabeth. This is all determined by the numbers of the census. So it's extremely important that you, as an individual, fill out your questionnaire and ask your neighbor if they have filled out theirs. Because word of mouth is the best way to get people to fill out the questionnaire. And as the senator spoke before, this is confidential. Nobody can look at these responses. They can't share it with anybody. And that's something to emphasize because many people are fearful. But at the end of the day, it's about us. It's about the money that comes to New Jersey. It's about the decisions that are made in Washington regarding the census, the shift in the country or population, the population that's in New Jersey. It is amazing to me that 10 questions, people can determine so many things. So I'm here to urge you, just like everybody else here is telling you, to make sure that you fill out your form, that you ask your neighbor, that when you speak to people, ask them if they have filled out their questionnaire. Because it is extremely important for the people of this state that we get everybody counted. There's a lot of money at stake. Money is short in Washington, money is short in New Jersey, money is short everywhere. And we don't want to be short on the amount of money that comes to New Jersey. So I ask all of you to please be part of this census. Fill your census questionnaire and go out there and talk to your neighbors. Thank you very much. Thank
you. We have two of our state legislators here, Assemblyman Upendra Chivakula and Assemblywoman Quijano. So I'm going to ask them both to come up and say a few brief words.
Good morning, Senator Menendez, Mayor Chris Bolvich. Of course, we have Congressman Alvio Sears, NAACP State President James Harris, and 2010 Census Representative Ligia Jaques. And first of all, I would like to thank Senator Menendez for inviting me to speak today on this vital issue. Senator, your advocacy of the census is a clear indication of your leadership and concern for state of New Jersey's well-being. Thank you. As a member of the New Jersey State Legislature, along with Assemblywoman Annette Quijano and Assembly Majority Leader Joe Crine, who was here earlier, I would like to let you know that the census plays a vital role to those who we represent and serve. The full participation in the census by New Jersey residents will allow our communities to be strengthened, properly represented, and give our state the funding which is rightfully ours. I have come to Elizabeth today to discuss the importance of every New Jersey household filling out their census questionnaire, whether you are white American, you're Hispanic American, Italian American, or Asian American, it is important. There's 10 questions, and census happens every 10 years, and filling out 10 questions should not be difficult. Also, the important thing is that when you are not counted, you are discounted. When you are not counted, you are discounted. That means, as Congressman Series talked about it, and Senator Menendez talked about it, when you don't get the accurate number, we have a lot to lose in terms of dollars that come from Washington. And one other important thing, people are concerned about the privacy and the information, and the authority that collects this U.S. Census 2010, they collect the information. That is private information. It is not shared with any other agency, so you should not be afraid to come out and share that information. And also, as a former mayor of Franklin Township, one of the things in 2000, I was able to collect accurate count that helped us in getting the community development block grants, and so that is an important thing. And in the legislature, our Speaker Oliver has been talking to all the legislators. Each and every legislator is part of the Census Committee in their own legislative districts because it's such an important issue for New Jersey and all our communities. So when we count accurately, we build, not only get the accurate number of our citizens, people who are living in New Jersey, but also we are getting, building the strength of our communities. I just want to close by saying that make sure not only you know people who are, I work in my area, trying to reach out to people, working with community leaders and non-governmental organizations to collect that information. So please do your part, make sure that everybody is counted and not discounted. Thank you.
Good morning. I just want to echo my colleague, Assemblyman Chivukula. Both Assembly Speaker Sheila Oliver and Majority Leader Joseph Cryan has made it a priority for all the Assembly members to make sure that we get into our districts and ask people to fill out the census forms. In addition, Assemblywoman Stender has been very active in her committee, bringing in all branches of the Census office to talk about what we can do as Assembly members to help to make sure that everyone in our district actually fills out the questionnaire. Now everybody's telling you it's important, we have to fill it out. But I've been asked by people on the street, what's all this about the commercials? Why is the census so important? So what I'm saying here today is that everyone that's here, you need to talk to your neighbor, you need to talk to a family member and make sure they fill it out. Because my concern is that not enough people are really getting the message. So that's why it's imperative that each of us make sure the message gets out. Additionally, in my office, we have met continuously with our census partners. I've gotten to the point with my census partner that I don't even know his last name. I just call him Joe Census because he's there and he's been there for over a year trying to make sure that I know how important it is. Additionally, on Monday in the Assembly, we have an Assembly bill that's going to be considered for a full vote of the Assembly Joint Resolution 38, which designates March 2010 as the Census Awareness Month and requires state offices to display census materials in common areas. So when people in the state of New Jersey goes to a state office, they will find the census information. And I think as with a partnership that we have community organizations, we have local government, county government, state government, and of course our federal representatives, Senator Menendez and Congressman Series. I think this year we're going to make it work for all of us. Thank you.